Let's bring in our Chief Washington correspondent, Jon Karl, here at the desk to join us. John, no debate inside the political world about how this went last night.
No, this was a disaster for Joe Biden because of what Rick just said. He needed a win. Instead, he had a performance that has top Democrats questioning whether Joe Biden has what it takes to beat Donald Trump. One Democratic member of Congress who has been a strong Biden supporter texted me in the middle of the debate a typical response. He said, "I am in a state of shock. He is diminished to an extent that has become undeniable." The big question, the big discussion now that's happening, at least privately among Democratic officials, is whether or not it is possible to replace Joe Biden as the nominee.
In the end, it's really up to him, his wife, maybe his sister.
It's up to him, and whether or not his wife and sister or anybody else close to him can convince him. There is no way to force him out that I can see anyway, although trust me, people are looking at this, unless he voluntarily decides that he is going to step down and say the convention should choose another candidate.
Mayor, of course, you're our chief White House correspondent. What are you hearing from the Biden camp today?
Look, they know this was a very bad night for the president, and they are well aware of this wave of panic that we are now seeing from Democrats. But they insist and argue that, look, this was just one night, that this race was never going to be determined in a single debate, and they are adamant that they are not going to change course. But this goes beyond just a rocky performance. As we've been saying, the president had to convince voters and Democrats that he can do this and he can win. And instead, he may have done the opposite, validating voters' trepidation about his age. And yes, look, they are quick to point out that Trump didn't have a super strong night either. He spewed statements that were just blatantly not true. But the president largely wasn't able to effectively challenge Trump. His message, the substance of his message, lost in the delivery, George.
And Trump wasn't challenged by the debate moderators either on the facts. I assume they think this was the best night they possibly could have had.
Look, Trump was remarkably disciplined for Donald Trump. They believe he did very well. He didn't seem unhinged. But yes, there was a rapid fire lie after lie after lie, untruth after untruth. And the real frustration among so many Democrats was that there was nothing to effectively push back. I mean, he said things that were frankly, ridiculous. He said everybody wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. He said that Nancy Pelosi turned down his effort on January 6th to send 10,000 National Guard troops to the Capitol. This stuff is just completely false.
You alluded to it in your previous answers. I guess the big question right now, is there going to be a moment inside the Democratic Party similar to what Richard Nixon faced during the Watergate crisis, when leaders of the party actually went to him and said, the gig is up, you have to go?
Look, I really think it's quite possible. Look, normally I would say no way. He's the sitting president. A weak debate performance, there's no way you can replace him. But Democrats know that the stakes just couldn't be higher. If Biden cannot defeat Donald Trump, you have a return to what Democrats say is an absolute disaster crisis for the country, a return of Donald Trump to the White House.
Okay, thank you all very much.